What are your thoughts on kind of the somewhat left field, but I think it's a great fight between Roelly and Pitbull Cruz, man? What are your thoughts on that, man?
It's like a good action fight, right?
For sure.
Good action fight. It's a good fight. You
Hmm.
know, it's a real good fight. I can
Would
see
you?
either guy could win. I think Rolly got an advantage. He's a lot bigger,
Yeah.
but Cruz makes that little stuff, that little guy syndrome work for him because he don't give you a target. His
Yeah.
head and don't have no neck. He don't have no torso. It's like you don't have much to hit. Tank's a big puncher. Seemed
Mhm.
like Tank was hurting his hand on the guy more than he could do anything, hitting with anything, because he was even lower than Tank. So Riley's gonna have to figure out how to crack the nut, so to speak. He's gonna have to figure out how to pull the turtle out of his shell and land some meaningful shots. Land
Mhm.
some shots in some vulnerable areas. But it's a good fight. I'm looking forward to it.
Does Roly have the edge in that, or does Cruz have the edge? Like all that friggin' pressure that Cruz puts on, like
Um,
got that.
man, for some reason I think Rolly got the edge, but maybe I'm crazy.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I'm a little bit off, but I would figure that Rolly would have a little edge. He seems like he seemed massive over Cruz.
Yeah.
But size is not everything. But maybe I'm crazy. I would think Rolly would have a slight edge.
Is you're saying he has the edge, but saying he has the edge and thinking he should be the favorite is probably like two different things. Would you make Roly the favorite considering how he looked against Ismael Barrasso in his last fight?
No, I would make it probably about an even fight. But Cruz hasn't been setting the world on fire, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
I mean, he's got a few knockouts, but it's been like against Gamboa and a few guys that have been mid-level. And then he won a split decision his last fight. So
Yeah, so they both kind of like in a little bit of a performance slump, wouldn't you say?
a bit.
So, yeah, like I don't see a significant edge as far as momentum going in the fight.
Okay. When you look at Ryan Garcia, he's on the outside looking in now. He wanted to fight Devin. Said, nah, I don't need you. Wanted to fight Roly. That didn't happen. Said what's up to Isaac Cruz. That's not happening. So now he's reportedly, and it has been confirmed that he is, talking to Devin and trying to make that fight happen, seemingly on April 20th. Like, how does that go, man? Like, they went 3-3 in the amateurs. So how does that go on the big stage, man?
Are they fighting?
Not officially yet, but talks and hopefully it gets made. Doesn't really seem like any guy, either of those guys had anywhere else to go.
Um, I favor Devin.
So tell me why I'm wrong. Because I love Devin, but for some reason I kind of like Ryan. I don't know. I don't know. So tell me
You
why
like Riot over Devin?
yeah, I'm probably wrong
I
as hell.
mean, that's a fair opinion. I could see why, but I think Devin's gonna win the fight.
Why is it exactly though? Like just his overall boxing skills are just too much.
Um, Honestly, I think that Devin has developed
Mm,
more of a developed product. I've yet to see the performance of Lomachenko and Prograis
mhm.
that Devin displayed. I've yet to see that performance from Ryan. I have to see it. I'm not going to keep just assessing the guy on potential, on what he might do, or what we hoping for him to do, or what he was billed to do or predicted to do. I want to see him do it. This
Yeah.
guy's been pros, you know, I don't know exactly when, 6, 7, 8 years now. They're not in their early 20s; they're in their mid 20s. So at one time, right, fighters was Hall of Famers and great fighters at 25 and 26.
Mm,
This era has come up with this concept of that. Just think, when Leonard and Hearns fought, Leonard was 25 and Hearns was 22.
mm,
When Roberto Duran beat Kim Buchanan for the lightweight title, he was 21 years old. Muhammad Ali beat Sonny Liston for the heavyweight title, he was 22 years old. By the time them guys was in their mid 20s, 25, 26, 27 was already Hall of Famers. this era, guys is like waiting. I don't. So this not. I'm not criticizing Ryan Garcia at all. The era he can't help when he was born. All I'm saying is that Devin Haney has showed more development over the years, and they kind of started out at the same place. They was like the same level amateurs. The performance that Devin put on against Regis Prograis was an elite professional performance. Whether you think he beat Lomachenko or not, that was elite level fighting. I couldn't tell who won for the record. I thought it was a super close fight. I
Yeah,
thought Loma won his rounds a little bit more pronounced, but it still only count for one round. It's not a carryover effect.
yeah.
Uh, and that was just my initial thoughts. I hate going back scoring fights, but Devin has fought at that level and he's performed. And I haven't seen Ryan do it. I'm not saying he can't, but I want to see him do it. But I think that Devin's development under fire has been matched really good. Each fight getting progressively tougher. The his development under fire, in my opinion, has been superior to Ryan's. I think Devin's legs, his ability to navigate through trouble, um, and his jab will be the difference. And I think he's going to beat Ryan. I'm surprised Ryan took this fight.
So what do you say to somebody like me that says everything that you said is 100% right? And I should be taking Devin, but I guess I kind of look at it from the standpoint of Devin is such, I mean, not Devin, Ryan is such a big name, and he already lost to Tank. If he loses to Devin now, which is nothing wrong with losing to Devin, but it's like at some point you got to kind of win these big fights because nobody's really going to favor him over like a Devin or Tio or Shakur or any of these other guys. Like eventually he has to like start winning these big fights. So would you say more pressure is on Ryan to win this fight?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. You don't have to win all your big fights, but you can't not be a world champion because you can always say I won a world title. This is what we in this for status. Everybody wants to hear and the new. So you can't like he don't have to go undefeated in his big fights, but he can't lose his big fights and never be a world champion. You understand what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia, for as popular as he is, he's not a world champion. He's never fought for a world title. He was a mandatory member against the guy Luke Campbell, but he never took the world title shot.
Mhm.
So this is like kind of different in sports, in boxing now, where you can have guys be that popular but never be world champions.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And never fight for a world title. It's actually really unique, to be honest. But he does. It is a lot of pressure on him, which could be a good thing because he can't get beat by Ryan. I mean, by Tank and Devin, and never be a world title, never be a world champion. Because what eventually happen is it'll be harder to sell the fights in his big events because nobody will be expecting him to win them or even be competitive. If he, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's the issue with that. That's why I kind of thought he was going to go for a world title first to legitimize himself and then take that kind of fight because at least he'd be going into it with a world championship and he can say I was a world champion. You know what I mean? Which is a big deal. You know, like don't let's not get it twisted. Like being the champion of the world is not going to get I don't think it should be minimized. You
Mhm.
know, because guys is making money. The money comes with having the world title also. So
Yeah.
I thought he would do that instead of going straight to Devin because he's going to be the underdog in this fight. Not that that matters as far as if he can win, but the perception is going to be Devin is too far along for him. And
Yeah.
that's what I see. I see a fighter that's been fighting hard 12-round fights against elite competition, and he's been holding up through the peaks and valleys of the fight. You know what I mean? Like that means a lot. Like that's a testament to you being battle tested. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And that gets you through fights. You know, you can have talent, but sometimes you need to be put into battles in order to be battle tested. And some guys get through it on their first time, but as you can see with Ryan and Tank, Ryan became impatient after the first round, and there's nothing wrong with going for it, but like he just ran himself into a big shot up against a smaller fighter, that he could have been given a lot of trouble to using his reach and fighting a smarter fight, and that comes from not being battle tested. That comes from not having, the composure to see your way through the fight. So I think that just Devin has a big advantage right there.